Testing, testing. We are live. We are live with a game on the Fire and Ice map. This is an arena game. We have not played a lot of arena this season, but this is Fire and Ice this season. We're playing with base factions. I don't know how these settings got chosen, but there we are. Been a while, so. We're playing against three familiar faces: EndoZoa, Ice Bar, and Redrame. All very strong players. We're picking early into this game. Let's take a look at the track. Fakirs are known to be good on this map. And there's no ship scoring tile in this game. And the absence of that has me kind of interested in picking them into this game. Redrame is picking into the 4th seat, which I feel like there's a high potential for this game to kind of suck, because he will often put in some nasty color wheels that I don't enjoy playing. So that would be a bummer. But we'll see. Alright, we got Brown picked in the 1st seat. That has me leaning against toward playing Fakirs. In case that they do want to come in, to leave a good possibility open, I think we should maybe pick green. Maybe witches are good here. Yeah, witches are never bad on this map with this event in round 1. This big building in the game. Temp ship is in the game. All good things for witches. This track is kind of fun. We got the same 3 events 3 times in a row. I'm not sure if I've ever seen a track like this. This is like, there's no fan faction this season, but it's almost like time traveling, right? Like, you play the game once and then you play the game again. Actually, this quite resembles the track that Mr. Fickles designed. He called it the setup. And it begins with 2 straight rounds of big buildings, and then it goes dwellings, TPs, dwellings, TPs. And interestingly, that setup, which is played on the base map, features Chaos Magicians, Witches, Alchemists, and Halflings. So let's see what the next 2 factions are. Obviously, this game being played on a different map, and will have a huge, it's not going to be the same, but it's just kind of a fun thing to know. Hey, there we go. We are going to have a setup game after all. Swarmlings into the 4th seat. Okay. This is a kinder color wheel than we feared. Swarmlings, very strong faction. Very good starting with the big building tile with a big building round. Very strong cult faction. Chaos Magicians, another strong cult faction. So let's take a think about the starting positions. I think, common wisdom would suggest that we see halflings and witches both start double center. Swarmlings starting on this blue hex here to get the neighbor, and then chaos starting here. And then swarmlings might start over here or something. Um, that would take something away from witches. Halflings are one of the more awkward factions in this map. They don't have a ton of good neighborage over here. I guess if green plays nice with them, then they can get good neighbors here. But I think chaos is just very good on this map in general. They have some problems getting cut off of B5. B5 A7 is kind of like a nice shipping lane for chaos, but I think halflings starting on C3, like they have the power to just snap the double spade early. Like you could see something awkward happen, like them putting a spade on b5 before chaos ships up here. Otherwise, they have a nice town coming down through here. Like they will get dibs on this gray hex if swarmlings try to place down here. So swarmlings, I feel like, are not great here. I actually am not certain what like I think that it's correct for big building and spade to go in the last two seats, but honestly, is it possible that I kind of see it as possible that that the spade makes it further onto the witch's seat? Like it seems a little crazy, but anyway, I think that there shouldn't be too much competition for this gray here. The question is, can you beat witches to this gray here? I think that this bidding partially reflects just the sense that chaos has 0 color neighbors. Witches do have swarmlings as a color neighbor. Swarmlings won't eat up that many key hexes, but they're there. I think it's going to be awkward for chaos if swarmlings are down here instead. Like your life is much worse if you're chaos if swarmlings are down here, because then you're probably trying to start g5 and dig this gray hex with your first round instead of building the sanctuary. And honestly, your game really wants this sanctuary. So the logic here is that my thought is that swarmlings start here, you start here, and then you build like a town down through here. But then swarmlings could be the faction to get double spade. Now, I mean, swarmlings taking double spade, if they grab the 3 workers, 1 power to try to secure double spade, A, halflings get it, B, chaos just takes the spade, and then C, that's extremely good for witches. So I don't think that that's what we're going to see. So I do think chaos is a safe bid. Chaos also is probably one of the factions that kind of enjoys this late expansion. Like, witches might have all their dwellings out by the end. Wow. Halflings before witches. Where are halflings thinking of playing? Are they thinking of playing down here? Are we looking at potentially something like blue, red, brown down here, and green just getting left out? Because witches being the 40 here with merely swarmlings as their neighbor seems pretty tempting. You just start here and then see what happens, right? See if you get the neighbor there. You could even start, like, swarmlings have to place both their dwellings before you place your first, so I don't like their cult odds if they start big building. I'm not sure if they can pass on to tempt ship. That's what's awkward about witches. And also, the other thing that's awkward about witches is that, and this is like, we used to always laugh at Rainier for having this issue because he would be like dominating the game, but like you can actually have issues making TPs like at any point in the game, because other than like these center hexes, you often don't have a lot of neighbors. I'm gonna put one on chaos. I don't really want to play swarmlings here. Like, I do wonder round one. Round one of the best past tiles to get is the priest, or the power actions to take is the priest. The cult rewards don't look particularly amazing, I'll admit. So maybe witches just getting this first. I mean, maybe you don't start the stronghold at all, but like coming over here, that mostly seems to benefit halflings. But I do think you do want to come over here, so maybe halflings is a good bid. Like, are you getting the 3 towns? One here. I assume swarmlings take this hex away. Like, you could start here and try to be really clever, but it's probably just better to start double center and make the town like this. And then, so a town up here, chaos hopefully comes here if halflings don't cut this off. A town through here, hopefully, hopefully you get brown over here. And then you get a town over here, and this one just involves some expensive TPs or something. Grab this hex, maybe you get this hex, and maybe this hex or something. Like, you can see it, you can see the game plan, but you also can see a case where you just don't get a lot of leech. Like, you really want to crush this TP scoring round, if you're witches, but you might not be able to. Like, especially you want your TPs to be over here. You want them to be here, and you want them to be here and here. Like, it's unclear that will happen for us. So I think that's part of the reason that witches are not getting a ton of play. Okay, we're playing chaos with this points deficit. We're gonna get the benefit of seeing where everyone is, which is good. In the case that swarmlings don't start D6, it is possible we can get D7. Hey, Patrick, what's up? Happy Monday. Yeah, things are good, man. Things are good. Yeah, things are really good. I'm a bit bummed that we didn't get that base game. I do enjoy base more than like I just wasn't sure that I wanted to play like a fire and ice type game where who knows like what happens basically. Like that's the thing with fire and ice, right? It's kind of like a who knows what happens type of map. I think that I'm likely just going to be able to start E2 and do my thing down here. But yeah, things are good. How have you been? I saw that you had like an Oregon TN meetup, so I'm a little jealous of that. Endo starts on D8, seems reasonable. Witches start C4 instead of starting E4, which kind of tells me that they might start D9. Have I been convinced by Nafgar's manifesto? No, I mean, like fire and ice is always like a risk, right? Like I basically never feel like I'm at that much of a risk playing a base game. Like I might get my ass kicked, but it's like I essentially know like the game that I'm playing. Like it's like I'm playing like in the sport that I think, but honestly, it's sometimes fire and ice. Like the last time that I tried to, well, let me just put it this way, right? The last time that I tried to play a live arena game, what happened was I started here because like it was like a low rated player, I think, playing mermaids who started D10, and I was playing witches, so I placed over here. And then it was like this color wheel too, and then CM decided to place in the center. So naturally, like my game was, I just tried to cut down into the center here, and I boxed in CM, and then he quit the game. So that was the last time I tried to play arena here, and it's like, obviously it's CM's fault for even starting here, but then like to quit the game afterward, it's just like, okay, well that's. I understand why he did it, but it's like the fact that this board so easily lets that happen is not something that I love. Like he could have tried to play around it, right? Even like he could have fought harder for a double spade or something, but it's kind of a bummer that it went down that way. This is strange, but anyway, as foreseen, this is what we're gonna do. Okay. Swarmlings take the spade. Okay, I didn't see that coming. I do really like starting with a big building and a big building round. As Chaos Magicians, this is about as good as it gets. Like the risk now is that I somehow lose this hex, that or I somehow lose this gray hex to witches. Witches could like dig their way down here. But that's 2 spades wasted, and now it might be worth it for witches to try to like really prioritize coming down here. They did start on 10th ship, so we'll see how this goes. But I am going to just assume that I'm gonna be lucky, and I'm just gonna play slow and see how this gets. I'm not gonna rush myself. Essentially, I'm gonna just see what I'm handed. But yeah, like witches are gonna get the double spade here, I think. Nah, they shouldn't. They shouldn't get the double spade. I think witches first, like they want to build the stronghold down here, and the sanctuary up here, because this is a natural 3 hex town. This is a natural 4 hex town. But I think that C4 is a cleverer leech spot, because swarmlings will upgrade twice to feed C4, whereas halflings are only upgrading once here on E4. You feed halflings less leech. I think that you're more scared of halflings as a player, and as just like a positional threat than swarmlings. And you expect halflings to dig this yellow hex. I think that that's one of the big things. Like I expect halflings to dig this yellow hex. So like that's an additional reason to upgrade C4. The other thing that witches might be considering is just snagging the workers, because if you do open stronghold, build 2 dwellings and then fly, it's an incredible opening. And if someone snags the workers at this point, that would really suck. On the other hand, I don't really see who's going to snag the workers, so I would probably just be upgrading E4. I think there's probably, I'm not sure about this, but there's probably a case to be made that witches also might not need stronghold this game. It is 5 points, and it provides you opportunities to make points here, but honestly, just generating priests is never that bad in Terra Mystica. And one of my issues with witches on this map is that like sometimes you pay a lot of points. Now that said, witches didn't pay a lot of points this time, and you just like don't make enough points in the end because you don't have a lot of cult points. And while you have like 15 structures, so do like 2 other players, or like so does 1 other player, and it's just not enough points because you were late to scoring favors, or like whatever you have, Alright, halflings now need to decide on the double spade. I think that they would be absolutely correct to take the double spade. These 2 yellow hexes here seem to be the correct ones. This is, by the way, this starting spot is quite good for me. It means that I have free reign of this red, I think. Which is grab the workers. That's very expected. I think that this does mean it's likely to be stronghold 4. And I don't see too much reason that we should be doing anything other than just making a temple. Air 2 is a must. The other one is, I think, Fire 1 that we start with. Fire 1 gives us a little bit of power earlier, and I think that we can decide whether or not we want the coins action. I think that there is a chance that we'll want like a coins action and a bridge. That would be pretty sick. I did not expect this. I think that this means that swarmlings may consider trying to make... Oh, okay. This brown hex, I think, is actually swarmlings' plan, right? They're actually going to try to make a town through here. Anyway, like, this is why, like, there is upside, right? Like, we just randomly got additional leech that we didn't expect, which is great. So let's count moves, right? Halflings have 1 move left. Then they're going to grab this 7 coins tile, right? Witches have 1, 2, like witches are always outlasting us here. They bought the priest and the 2 workers, which is pretty sick. That's the benefit of starting on temp ship. You just have better tempo on that type of thing. Like, I think that the positioning of things suggests that I should be able to grab coins, build the sanctuary, and then hang a bridge. But then I lose the ability to double dig. Do I care about losing the ability to double dig? I might. Like, it's not a satisfying answer, but the answer is I might. So I don't think we necessarily need the bridge. I think we do take the coins, and then maybe we care about the double dig. Maybe. The other thing we could have done is just upgraded then. That would get us a little more here, so then maybe after that we could have gone for both the coins and the bridge, but I think that still would have burnt us down to 5 power, so whatever. Fire 1 from halflings. They're going to send the first priest to fire, which is pretty neat. We're going to secure Earth 1, Earth 2, which is still not necessarily showing their hand on which favor tile they're going, like whether they're opening Stronghold or Sanctuary, though, or rather Stronghold or, what am I even saying, right? They're not showing their hand whether they're opening the Stronghold or the Temple, but I'm pretty sure that the 2 workers tipped their hand that they're thinking of opening Temple. We're going to build this. Swarmlings are down to 2 moves. They have the... Wow. Okay, so that makes sense. That's really nice for witches. They're going to get both... They're going to land on the spade, I think. And then they're going to be in position to pass on to the big building tile after that. These are all very, very good things for... Ooh, you know how we were talking about needing to burn down our power before? I don't think we need to do that anymore. We can just grab the bridge now and we don't burn any power. Or we don't burn down to, like, no power, which is great. So I think we want the bridge. Like, we eventually want this bridge anyway, and we're gonna get past first anyway. Like, we're gonna pass onto this pass tile here so that we can bump fire. I think that's probably our best move that we can do. Witches having a long round is really nice because they kind of blocked everyone else off of temp ship. They can probably just pass onto the priest and immediately pass onto this dwellings VP tile, which would be pretty sweet. I am going to have an annoying time. I can foresee it already this next round because witches will have the spade. They can dig down H6, then they'll put a lot of pressure on me for H5. So if they go single dig, like power dig, then I'm in trouble. But you know what? You live, you learn. Do what you can, and sometimes you get screwed. Maybe we'll wind up triple digging this G4 hex. That doesn't seem great, but All these coins don't feel great right now, I have to admit. Halflings got no leech in round one. They got like one leech in round one, so that's unfortunate for them. Witches going here really puts a crunch on me. They don't have a lot of power to be messing around, but I think that there's just so much upside in them getting to H5 that I suspect that that's just what they're going to do. I mean, if I have to, I'm probably, like, this bridge has committed me to basically fighting a war for this gray hex. So if I have to, I'm probably going to build here and, like, do 3 power to worker, priest to worker, and hard dig H5. I really hope it doesn't come down to that. I hope that Redrame, like, takes some mercy on me, but, you know, who knows? We could be seeing something ugly here. Yeah, if witches see fit to, like, single dig or even double dig these 2 hexes right now, then actually I guess the double dig is probably going right here on C9 maybe, or C3 rather. Swarmlings might recognize that there's no real pressure on this hex, but they just take it now. Okay. Yeah, so there is a question now of whether witches are going to take single dig, but they're probably taking the coins, right? The coins are so good. Like, they have so many workers. Single dig is pretty bad, other than thinking that I won't take this hex, but I mean, I will take this hex. Yeah, single digging this hex is the move for witches, I think. Because if you single dig this blue, then it's a waste of time when I take this gray. But if you dig this hex, then you still make a town over here, which is pretty sweet. Halflings, I don't know what they're going to do. They have no power, so they can't buy this bridge and efficiently dig for 2 dwellings. They might just hard dig down 1 dwelling, or they might just pass. Passing seems a little radical, but I can see it making sense here. Redrame having a think. He wants to see if he's supposed to try to kill me. He does try to kill me. Well, okay. I mean, this might mean I'm dead. This type of use of resources often suggests that someone's dead. But I mean, I'm not gonna just not do it. So, and I guess the fact is, like, killing me is probably just straight up good for him, right? Like, why wouldn't he kill me? Like, it doesn't hurt him at all. Oops. So, oh well. We will bump the fire track, so that way we have tempo, or when I say tempo, obviously I mean, like, so that way we get the cult bonus. We could also, I guess we could also bump the water cult, so then we get the water spade later, but I'm not that interested in the water spade. Now that I've secured this town space, it's not clear that I need to go anywhere else that fast. But this is very nice for witches. Now they get the coins anyway, and they're going to be able to just make lots of TPs over here next round. They can probably get a sanctuary town going here, and maybe they probably just want to cut through the center now for this town. We're going to pass first. We're not getting 2 key town. So what town do we want? So I mean, swarmlings have obviously beaten us to the 2 key town. The question is, what town do we want? Answer to that is not super clear yet, but we'll find out. Other question is, what pass tile do we want? I think the answer is we probably just want this dwelling VP pass tile. And I guess a corollary question is, are we making a temple next round? Okay, so halflings just templed for Earth 1. That seems okay, but then I guess they did this so that makes Fire 1 better, but I think that Earth 2 was, to me, Earth 2 or even Air 2, you get a worker from Air 2, would have been just better than this Fire 1. I also don't know, like, is he going shipping late? Maybe he's going shipping late, but... Okay, so halflings take that dwelling tile. They're going to be able to double dig next round. Don't really know what I'm doing now. I guess if I take the workers, then I get either the spade or the big building tile. Or if I buy the priest now, I get either spade or the big building tile. I think I'll take that. Because I don't need these coins now, which is kind of crazy, but... The other... man, I don't need the spade either, do I? That's... We'll see if I get onto the big building pass tile or if Redrame passes. I assume that Redrame passes here because I don't really see any reason why he wouldn't just snag that big building tile now. And if that happens, I'll probably just advance my shipping. Oh, okay. He hadn't used his flight yet. All right, so I got on the big building tile. That's good news. That's good news because what we really want right now is workers. This allows us to be able to work up a temple, get our water 1 and air 1 up, and then we can start playing tall. I don't think halflings are making a temple, so if I get the chance, I'm putting priest to water first move, but more likely swarmlings or halflings get that. We should think about what town we want. It's likely that we want like a workers town or perhaps a shipping town. I think it's early enough in the game that shipping is still very good. And there is a late dwelling round coming up. I don't think I'm going to get to use a priest here. But if I got that priest, then, obviously water 1, air 1 would be really nice. Let's see how things go. Okay, should we assess how people are doing? There's the double spade that we anticipated. The coins are there, which is kind of a fun fact. I think we probably... I can't see any reason why swarmlings aren't putting priest to water, so I'm not going to worry about that. I don't really see any reason why I'm not just... Yeah, I don't need to rush. I don't need to rush for water 1 here. I think I can take the coins. And that means that I'm probably just going to take a workers town. Because this means that I have enough to go temple, TP, and get a town, and then yeah, there's no way that halflings want water 1 at this price. I would burn myself. Well, okay, so let's see. I can't really use my workers this round other than to maybe build B5. I'm just thinking, could it be worth it to take an 8-pointer? If I take an 8-pointer, you could go to the water track. No. One, I need 2 ship and the water spade in order to do anything good. I guess I could take water 1 instead of... So there is a case of taking water 2 instead of air 1. To me, like, air 1 is one of my favorite favors. It would score us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't think I'm building any TPs during these rounds, right? So we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points. Or probably... I'm probably taking air 1 at this point if I don't have it. So it's like a 6-point favor. The alternative is that I take water 2, which gives us a little bit of tempo control, guarantees us this spade, and I feel like getting guaranteed a spade early in the game, like, it's early in the game and I need expansion, and I would get 2 shipping. So I think that shipping probably takes us to... We might not have the stuff to get to B5, but... We'll upgrade here. No point in giving halflings any leech. I guess the other thing is that we kind of free ourselves up not to have to worry about towning this round if we just take water 2 instead. And that means that I could like build B5 and then transform this A5 hex or something. Or maybe I want to turn this hex yellow and then I could look at carving a town here or something. Like, I think that witches probably are going to hard dig F5 this round and then beat me to G8. But, so I'm not sure that I can get down there, but let's think about it a little bit. I'm starting to form a plan, which is that maybe I can take the shipping town. If I get a little more leech, which I think that witches are pretty incentivized to upgrade here. If I get this leech here, then I could take the workers and then build G7. Do I have the stuff to do that? And I take a shipping town, of course. So workers and shipping town, I build G7 and then I transform G8. Then we're really cooking with gas. I also would love like this yellow, but I don't think that that's really happening. Okay, swarmlings go deep. They have taken Earth 1. Pretty nice take. Halflings are having a fairly sad game, which means that swarmlings I think are quite likely to be able to grab like this stuff here. Really nice for them. They've got 6 points coming in on D10, which is nice as well. We do want to advance our shipping still. I mean, if witches just want this red hex, then... Alright, this gives us the stuff to grab a worker's action, which we love. What we don't love is that if we take a worker's action, and we've transformed all that stuff into coins, then we've lost some Lost some mojo if that happens. I mean, I guess this is like a tall and culty halflings game, but a tall game, like look, halflings have gotten 6 coins, but it just makes me sad. They have 5 coins left over, and it's not like they're going shipping or anything. Like, what is going on here? Instead of these 5 coins, they could have had 2 more power and 2 more workers, which is just, that would mean that they could build a TP this round, like take advantage of this stuff, or they would have had enough stuff to like go for water 1. Screw it. I feel like it's nothing ventured, nothing gained. I think that going for water 1, water 2 just seems kind of fun. And it gets us into the cult race just a little more. It's good economy. It's 6 points. Mojo is important. Thank you, Mr. Fickles. And it's good to see you too. It's good to have you. All right, we'll do our conversion after this. We could regret this. We could regret going water 1, water 2. I'm usually such an Air 1 fan that... Whoa, I almost just clicked Air 1 despite saying that I was going for water 2 instead. Yeah, we're just going to take a long round. And we're not going to worry about who cares about this. By the way, I'm talking like so much smack about Halfling's game. Obviously, part of their game plan, I guess, is getting these 2 workers off the fire cult. They're not like dead in the water or anything. I just think that my game is going to be better than theirs, but it's like, to be clear, that is very much subjective at this point. They don't have any fire cult presence, so I think that there's a world where I get G2, but that's probably just not super safe to dream of, so might not be the right play. Which is unsure what they should do here. They just bumped the water cult. There's a chance that there's no real chance that they go up the water cult, really. Alright, that's the, I see. They just want to pass on to this dwellings VP tile, which they absolutely should. Witches love to see. Wow. Yeah, okay. So Swarmlings next round are just going to build 3 dwellings. They're going to go D11, E7, and B7. Maybe they take a town that lets them build even more stuff up here. But they're really just going to lock in like their town space so that they get 3 towns. Yeah, I mean, Halflings not starting C3 is a huge swing in this game, right? Like, it feels like it's really good for Swarmlings. I don't think that it's been good for, honestly, like, it's been good for witches too, because it means that they're able to make this town. They're not always able to make this town. So this is quite sad for us. For example, if halflings instead don't start D8, like if they start C3 and like H4, there's good rationale for that because they can connect, right? Like right now they've essentially kicked connection, though I guess like who's stopping them? Yeah, I'm stopping them, right? I'm gonna build B5, but let's grab these workers. We don't really know what we're doing. That was too early. There was no chance that witches were going to pass for that, but whatever. feel like I'm probably second on network this game. Like that just feels like where this is heading. But I've got really crappy cults, which is kind of something that you hope to get more of as Chaos Magicians, but... Redrame having a think here. Am I wrong? What does this think? I'm very curious about this think that's going on here. I think that next round, I'm fairly certain what's happening next round is a double dig on D7 and a sanctuary for Fire 2 to get 2 towns. Oh, okay. Maybe not Fire 2, maybe Air 1. But I feel like Fire 2 is really good because it immediately gives you a town here. It saves you 3 workers. So it gets you some, like, an earlier, better town. And it gets you an extra worker, too. Like, this Fire Cult presence is not nothing. Okay. Upping the Water Cult. We're definitely not taking the 8-pointer, even though that makes me sad. I really love the 8-pointer. But if there's one remaining for us, we'll take it at the end. Yep, there's the Dwelling BP tile. And I think that we're right not to care too much about power tokens. Or, when I say power tokens, what am I talking about? I have no idea. Oh, about coins, right? Because we're going to pass on to a coins tile, and we're probably going to pass on to the 6 coins tile. We have a cult bump. This is another cult bump, but, like, we're not going to be stalling for past tiles of that. Maybe we'll stall for this past tile, but, like, we actually want to kind of get out of it soon so that we can get on this big building past tile. That's, like, the best thing that we could do. Okay. Alright, I think that we want the ship tile. Let's see what happens. Like, this is... We'll place G7, we'll put the spade here, and then we'll just go... Actually, we're going to put the spade here. We'll go G7. I don't... Ah, man, this is tricky. In any case, it is the ship town, and we are going to build this hex here. I think I'm going to be a crazy person and take the extra worker. I'm going to take this instead of coins. I need it more. I think that we're no longer in the world where single digs... Ooh, I could... Right, so I could transform this hex, but that's probably too risky. I think taking transforming D4 is safe. Like, I can just transform D4 at my leisure. Fighting halflings on this doesn't really make sense. Because as long as I get to F2, I'm good either way. So this is the hex that witches might take from us, and this is the hex that's bad for us to lose, right? As long as we get one of D4 and G2, we're able to ship to F2. And in fact, D4 is probably better because it gives us access to here. Halflings just really want to lock up one town space. Okay, so this is the first thing that's gone against witches all game, I think. It means that witches have lost, like, now they need this hex if they want to make a town. I mean, they're just going to snap the coins, obviously. And this is also interesting because it is not good for swarmlings either. I don't really know why swarmlings... What did swarmlings even do? Oh, sorry. Witches are deciding whether or not to take the leech. Of course they're taking the leech. Yeah, swarmlings should take the coins now, and then take the workers, and probably just advance dig. That's what I expect, yeah. So they take the coins. The workers are next. I actually... Yeah, there's really no reason for me to come after here, right? There's really no reason. Because I might want d4 anyway. So I think our game plan is d4, g8, b5 for sure. We definitely want b5, and probably a7 as well, so that witches can't cut us out of this town here. So our first build, I think, is b5, unless witches immediately dig this hex, in which case we're coming here. I assume that Sanctuary, Fire 2, or Air 1 is coming now. A fast round now really benefits witches. Yeah, I think that witches now want the fast round so that they can get out of here, pass onto this big building tile, and then just take coins. So probably we're going to see, like, what I would probably be thinking here is, like, either Fire 2 or Air 1, and then fly, and then just pass. They would end at, yeah, they would have max worker production. They would be doing a killing. They would be getting 7 points here, 8 points here. The coins action, like, this is, I think this is the move. Sanctuary, fly. Yep, there it is. Halflings are just such a cool faction to me. Like, I always love, like, a good faction that can just calmly kind of calmly use, like, what am I trying to say? They're just very good at playing tall, and I just love a faction that can just play tall. By the way, I feel like theoretically we're supposed to be thinking about how we can pass onto this big building tile, but I'm just really not that interested. I think that we can just go there after Redrame goes there. And, okay, they took Air 1. I actually think that I might have taken Fire 2 here, but I think that this is also witches just recognizing maybe a 3-town game isn't in the cards, and it's probably just better, yeah, so they're setting up for a town here, and I think that's a great idea, because I think that I am heavily incentivized to give them a neighbor. Should we chase swarmlings up this track? I don't think it's probably not worth it to chase swarmlings up that track, right? I'll just... Oh, but this track is locked up. Okay, there's Fire 3 potential here, so where you go, I will follow. I also obviously just like this because going up this track gives us power, and power is good. Ooh, I like this. This is fun. This says halflings are going for a town down here, and now I really see their game plan a lot better, and I really like it because they can actually connect. This is a halflings game that can connect. They can connect up here. Like, if they take these hexes here, it actually maybe behooves me to grab this yellow. Like, I really do want this gray, though, because, like, I'm going to need all the hexes I can get. So I don't think it's probably too soon to start trying to block halflings off of this yellow, even though it brings me joy to think that I could. So I think halflings are passing. I think it's too soon for us to pass, right? Or could we radically just pass here? It sets us up really well for the final round. No one is tampering here. We don't have any cult rewards coming. So what if we just pass here and then go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 next round. We just build all our dwellings next round. We have some worker production, and we just don't worry about how crappy our network is because we're probably beating swarmlings anyway, and we might be losing to halflings anyway. Yeah, I think that's what we do. It's crazy, but is it too crazy though? I don't think it's too crazy. I think we can do it. I think we're allowed to do this. They'll say that we're crazy, but it's not true. We're so sane that you just blew your mind. That was kind of obvious in hindsight. So here's Air 1 for halflings, which is quite a nice grab. And now I'm sad that I don't have Air 1. I totally could have found another way to get this spade. Air 1 is so great. But I do think halflings have probably set themselves in a spot where they need Fire 2 now. They can now grab this 7 coins, which is spectacular. And, oh, are they going 3 ship? They could go E1, then dig this hex, get this stuff here. No, they should probably be responsibly deciding between either making this 3rd town or going for 3 ship. And it feels to me like, actually it feels to me like going for 3 ship is the move here. And then you worry about making the 3rd town in the final round. And maybe I'd dig away like this yellow hex then, to be a jerk, but I mean, swarmlings are just doing swarmling things right now. They did not advance their digging. They just carved out this town, which is fine. This is disgusting. Wow, okay. They just grabbed the power spade to get onto this hex. They really want it, but yeah, so, okay, so 3 ship halflings can go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then they have the stuff to go hard dig, and then 2 more. I mean, they've got a lot of dwellings on the board, so they'll need to make some TPs, but the TPs will go in this town, so that's always nice. Oh, 5. This one's also good. They probably just get this hex for if they want it, but I don't see why they would connect there when they could try to carve this town down here. Is this hex we want? I think this is the key hex that we want. I don't think that we're really risking losing that spade. And I think that we actually kind of have the priest to do some hard digs if the world gets scary. In fact, maybe a bridge is more in our interest than taking the spade. No, this spade is better than a bridge right now. We can try to buy the spade in the next round. Ooh, swarmlings manually advanced shipping. Interesting. Okay, so they're going for connection. So have we lost connection then? Should we be cutting them off? I mean, they could just triple dig here, so I don't think that it's worth my time. Because I can't guarantee a town either, so... Here's where I thought that witches might get a little awkward. I'm not sure what they're planning on doing with everything, but like they're not advancing their digging, it seems. Maybe they will advance their digging by buying a priest, but like they don't have a lot of dwellings to build, and they don't have Earth 1. It's kind of an awkward spot when the name of the game, like in the end, like points win Terra Mystica, right? So. One of the things I'm trying to do right now is just to make sure that no one else really wants a bridge, right? Like, by building A7, I've kind of killed Witch's desire to bridge up here, and Swarmlings have 0 desire to bridge. Halflings have near 0 desire to bridge. So basically, I'm trying to secure the bridge for myself in the last round. Swarmlings do not have the ability to double spade right now, or rather, they don't have advanced digging, and I don't think they're advancing their digging this round. They want to probably just grab these 2 hexes while they're hot. So, or maybe they won't even want to secure this hex to like see if they can fight for connection. So I think that it's better for me to just spend my power. Well, first of all, we're not going to let witches beat us on water. We're just not. Halflings are not going 3 ships, so they should be our friends and kindly dig here. This is also a little scary for us because it means that they could affect this red. So we do need to protect this red. They could ping this red, so I do like the idea of shipping around and getting down here this round. So I think that the spade goes... One, two, three, four. Okay, if we get enough leech, then we can talk about taking the bridge this round. So I do think that world exists. I have so many priests that I can send. I have a water 2 bump that can get me some power. Halflings should be like giving us 3 power, so I think that we could actually secure the bridge this round, which would be pretty sick. Pretty sick, my friends. I think Redrame is desperate for me to come over here, so we're going to stall that just a little longer. He also is pretty eager for me to come over here, admittedly, so we could also stall that a little longer. Like, he's in a position where he would need a double spade here. Like, he would have, like, this gray hex is a must, right? But then if I come to this yellow, he has every reason to just double dig this B1, so I don't think I'm ever building this yellow at this point. So in that sense, probably G2 is better. Then I get like these 2 guys down here, but oh well. And so the 1 ship worked out pretty nicely for Halflings now that I look at it, because they still have F4 access, even if like this round. So probably this round I would go H8, I9, F4 if I were Halflings. I really need to eat my words. Like I really need to eat my words on this halfling game plan being bad. It's very good. I just did not see it coming. And they have Air 1. Huge pass. I don't think that we can pass for this one. I think that this is good. It's probably good for swarmlings, right? Swarmlings are the ones who are going to take that pass tile. We're coming here now. I don't want halflings getting like this speeds us up the most in terms of getting down to I3. And I don't want halflings getting any ideas about stalling by hitting I3. So I do think we're going to take the longest round. And unfortunately, I think, well, I mean, it's arguable that this is not unfortunate, but we're probably going to end up with a big building tile, right? We're going to build this hex because this is feels right to be building H9 here. There's a chance that it gets leech. Can't be wrong. I've got good mojo. I think not rushing for this pass tile is probably good mojo for me. I think what I really want to do is I just want to build my stuff at this point. I think ideally I absorb like one more leech from halflings, which I guess they're probably not going to do. Halflings should pass. I just looked at their stuff. They're out of resources, so they could gain, and they're out of dwellings as well, even more importantly. So this would be 2 extra points with no economy, whereas passing here is just incredibly strong. So I think that's probably their play. They pass for 2, land on this, and then they're just cooking, right? Like then they're just absolutely cooking. But I mean, to the point of mojo, this is why you just don't build your dwellings early, man. Like this is what I keep telling people. You don't have to build dwellings in Terra Mystica. That is a joke. The point of Terra Mystica. Like Ondos once said that the point of Terra Mystica is to build dwellings, and he's essentially correct. That is essentially the point of Terra Mystica. All right. I'm kind of sensing myself getting really arrogant here. So arrogant me says we're gonna get this spade. In which case, I'm not gonna bother digging this hex this round. I'm just gonna build down here and send a whole bunch of priests to cults if swarmlings try to stall me out. Swarmlings have a maximum of about 3 moves left, I think. They can buy the priest and send a bunch of and send a priest off and then use their swarmling's ability. But that's it. They're done after that. And they might recognize that the stall battle is not good for them. I am going to just jam this cult hard. And then I'm going to buy the bridge. Like I could just win this cult this round, and that is probably annoying to Icebar right now. Yeah, he's just gonna give me this cult. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and win this cult. Like it's you can't stop me. You can't stop me from just winning this cult. I want to win this cult. Do this. So that was kind of fun. And then we're going to do this. And now the question is, are we going to do anything else? And I think the answer is no. I think the answer is we're just going to save our, so like, here's what we're wondering, right? Like, is it worth it to go TP here for tempo? TP gets us a little bit of economy. It gets us 2 coins and 1 power. In return, we lose 4 points, right? Is 4 points worth 2 coins and 1 power? Would I take 2 2-for-1s? I think the answer is yes. I would probably still take 2 2-for-1s. And honestly, the extra economy in addition gives us extra tempo, because we do there is some race to securing these hexes, and there is some race to securing like some cult battles or some towns even, right? Because like the swarmlings are going to take a good town, the witches are going to take a good town, and the halflings are going to take 2 good towns. So that could be all 4 of these good towns gone, and then I'm stuck with like a workers town or something. So I think that just a little bit of urgency is not the worst thing in the world. No, I don't want to cancel. Do not. And then we'll down convert. As we said, we're probably still taking 2-for-1s. And I don't mind passing on to this spade. I'm a proponent of the spade. I've just been playing so many games where I advance digs. Oh man, what I'm not a proponent of is that I forgot to convert the priest. And I think I might have, oh no, I did use my water tube bump at least, but yeah, I should have converted the priest to a worker. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite me. Famous last words. So we're gonna go like a very straightforward dwelling, TP dwelling. This is hilarious, by the way. Look at this amount of coins for witches. They're going to make 2 towns this round, which is pretty sick. Halflings just temple to close out fire. That's a very good move for them. I was definitely eyeing fire 2, fire 3. That takes that off the table. Now I'm eyeing like air 3, air 1. Like actually, it's certainly air 3, air 1 now. Swarmlings probably just okay. So they want to connect. I don't really see why they did this instead of this. They might just not have seen that because this is much less efficient. This does allow them to temple for something other than fire 2, I suppose, but if they're really, well, okay, if they're going 3 ship, then they have blue hexes, so good for them. Good for them. Not good for me. I definitely have some urgency here. I might get air 1 blocked, which is kind of awkward. If I really get air 1 blocked, that would really be awkward. I think my next move might be part of me wants to say no, I don't want this leech, because I think halflings might give me free leech, but who cares, right? Like, see, this is why I think that, like, I honestly think that Redrame was supposed to sanctuary for Fire 2 last round, or previously, he would have got an extra worker, and he would have made this town early. I mean, I guess it's only a priest town, but last round he was one priest away from being able to advance his digs, and if he advances his digs, he just manages to stall me out. And if he stalls me out, then he's on this dwelling pass tile. So, just probably not super interesting thoughts there, but. This is sad because I think that I've lost this red hex now. Yeah, I think I might have lost that red hex. On the other hand, I'm lucky that I didn't lose my chance to get free leech. I did lose my chance at some of these towns. Okay, so I got some free leech there. Halflings probably offer me some leech that I can no longer take, unfortunately. The question now is, can Redrame carve this town? Like, he's going to advance his digging, right? He's going to slowly advance his digging. Oh, wait, he doesn't have the structures to do that, does he? 1, 2, he can, 1, 2, 3, 4, can he advance his digs and get down to only one structure? That would be, okay, so he takes the temple now, closes the air cult with, that's a good read. That's a very good read, because this just killed my dreams of going air 1, air 3. Because, yeah, see, this is a good move, because now swarmlings take air 1, and he actually blocked me off of air 1 with that move. I have to think that I'm more of a threat than swarmlings, but maybe I'm overestimating myself. Like, swarmlings are going to get a better town than I am, I think. At this point, it's the priest town or the 11 pointer that I want, right? Okay, now I get the free leech. Nice. Alright, let's count it, right? Witches need 3 ship advances to pay this thing off. So I don't think that they're going to advance their digs and make this town, in which case I think that building this red hex is a decent idea. Zoa takes 2 workers, because he needs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Fair enough. He's got exactly the stuff he needs. Very nice. I don't really see any reason why this should be anything other than the 11 pointer. I guess, oh, swarmlings are going to win network outright, aren't they? Are they winning network? They're going to be able to build 2 more dwellings. Unless halflings ping this, like. Oh, okay. I was not, I just haven't been, like, impressed by their game, but that's because it's just, I'm like, at this point, like, we're all kind of conditioned to be just like, oh yeah, swarmlings doing swarmlings things, whatever. It's been a very good swarmlings game. We should give credit where it's due. Icepire is just kind of like one of those players who plays kind of like a brutal type of game where it's just like kind of predictable and like essentially like, you take Earth 1, you take Water 1, you spend a lot and just secure hexes, you make your towns, and then you just do whatever. But like, he is hitting 15 network, and I don't think he got onto this big building tile a single time this game. So to get this type of performance out of swarmlings, I think it's very impressive. So Um, credit where it's due. Is this town happening? I don't think that town should be happening. But maybe it's happening. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, witches certainly have time to like figure out if that town is happening. All right, halflings should not connect probably. Now that I look at it, halflings probably aren't going to connect. They don't have the stuff. Or I mean, like they have the stuff, but they don't have the stuff to make it worth it. After taking like, kind of predictably, like that extra temple is probably going to just not allow them to make that last town. Awkwardly, we don't really have any towns that favor tiles that we still want. So we should probably figure out which. All right, we need to do some math now. I'm sorry, everyone. All right, so we're gonna go. The rest of our game looks like temple, dwelling, or TP dwelling, temple, TP dwelling, right? Like that's our ideal final round, and that involves a dig in this red hex here. That's 1, 2, 3. So that's 2 TPs. That's 6 coins. A temple. That's 11 coins. And then 2 dwellings. That's 15 coins. That's exactly how much I have. I would need the power town to do so. Because I would need the extra dig from there. I don't love taking a power town. I might get leech. I'm certainly going to get leech over here. And I could get more power by going up a track by using the 8-point town and a cult bump here. So I think I'm going to take the risk and go for the power town. And go for the 8-pointer. I definitely don't have enough workers to hard dig this, right? Hard digging is, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I would need 8 stuff. There's no way I can get the workers to hard dig this. Because that would be 11 total workers. Oh, wait. 11 total workers. All right. We're going to stall our decision like a coward. All right, let's figure out what favor tiles we want. Air 1 is gone. I don't think halflings are ever taking Air 3 on us. I think Fire 3 is pretty natural at this point. We just want to make sure that we beat Swarmlings here, and then maybe Air 3 to put pressure here. Like, yeah, like a coward. It's sad, but it's true. Like I don't like stalling. I don't like stalling. I don't like slow play, but we are totally doing that right now. The Earth Cult was safe. I was never gonna. I never really wanted to temple last round, but yeah, I did see that Fire 2, Fire 3 was a thing there. But it is true that I could have closed the Fire Cult instead. That might have been a better play. But I've played quite slow this game. I think maybe I'm rusty. Maybe I'm just rusty. But yeah, I did see the Fire 2, Fire 3 option, but I was like, oh, that'll make me like overproduce priests. I mean, the truth is, I forgot to convert a priest, right? And like there's been all sorts of sloppy play for sure here. Alright, so this is actually quite nice, right? Fire 3 and Air 3 gets me 3 power back. So I think that we are in the single spade business right now. And is Redrame taking Leech? He did take Leech. But does that mean it's wrong to give him Leech? I don't think that means it's wrong to give him Leech, because who else am I giving? I guess I'll just give this free Leech to Swarmlings, who probably can't use it that well. You were leaning that Fire 2, Fire 3 is better? Okay, fair enough. Alright, he's just hard digging. That seems to imply that that we're safe here. So I think that means that we're just going to power spade over here with our next move. Yeah, okay, so I missed it, but Redrame is not advancing his digging, which means that he really shouldn't be that interested in trying to kill me on beat 1. He already killed me once, right? I don't know if you guys have seen that James Bond movie, you only live twice, you know? So that means that he shouldn't be that interested in killing me. Like, after all, like, this little bit of aggression did earn him this, you know? Now, arguably, like, he doesn't care. Arguably, he's still winning anyway, but you think this was a nice game by all the players? Well, that's very nice of you to say. It's very nice of you to say. I actually think that it has been it's been a fun game. Like, it's nice to try to, like, dominate, but it doesn't always happen, right? And the games where we don't dominate are very arguably more interesting. I think we just build this hex, then we take the priest town, because, oh wait, no, I should take the priest town first. I don't really see any reason why I need the, yeah, the priest town is probably good. At this point, I don't need any help on the water cult. Redrame is not really chasing me down on water, and if he does, fine. He could do so with a priest as well. So I think that's what I want. No, the two are equivalent. The priest town and the 8-pointer, they are equivalent, so I can just do this. And actually, the benefits of stalling your decision like a coward are that, no, I haven't stalled it enough. Redrame can still totally just F me over here. But, like, actually, like, one thing that I'm noticing is that I probably could take a town and then actually hard dig. Like, it's not that many worse points to go and hard dig. So I think that the safest thing for me to do, actually, and again, I don't like being a coward, and oh wait, hold on. Redrame needs this gray hex, doesn't he? Yeah, he absolutely needs this gray hex. He's not messing with B1 ever. So I don't think I need to be a coward and take the 7-point town. But perhaps it's better to err on the side of caution and just do so anyway. Philosophy. I think witches have me covered. They get an extra 5 points, and then they're going to advance their shipping all the way. All I'm doing is building a temple and a TP. We have similar cults. I do have slightly better cults, but they probably have me there. I do think I have halflings here. I don't really see any reason why I'm losing to halflings. Because, yeah, their cults are similar / worse. I guess they do have the 4 points here and the 4 points from Era 1. So, or the 3 points for Era 1. So they do have 7 points on me. and they could like advance their ship twice, but I'm getting another town, and I'm gonna beat them on network, so I do have them covered there. Swarmlings are gonna get 2 more points from Earth 1, and I think that that's it. We're going to tie on network, most likely. So the question is, are my town points enough? I do like the fact, so they have 2 points from Earth 1, 4 points from Air 1, similar cults. Same network. So it's very close. Very, very close. They're going to have 120, okay, they took the priest, which is unfortunate. I did want the priest town most. But I think I said that Redrame is not taking this hex, right? I said that he's committing 4 workers to 3 workers here. So then how can he spare 3 more workers there when he needs to advance his shipping all the way? So he would have 1 worker left, 1 priest left, and 3 coins. No, he doesn't have 3 because he needs to spend 12 of his coins. So he only has 2 power, right? He only has 2 power and 1 worker, 1 priest. That is not enough to dig this. So I think that we can just take the 8-pointer. And the 8-pointer is good because I am desperately fighting with swarmlings on these cults. Also, note to self, we're not taking any more leech. Yeah, Redrame wants his own network for sure. So he should not be effing with me here. An attack here just wins the game for swarmlings, so I'm taking an 8-point town and you don't believe it? Yeah, I mean, the funny thing is, like, I thought that there was no real chance that I should get this town, right? And yet, like, I was sure that halflings would take one or witches would take one. Like, I thought witches would do, like, fire 2 and, like, an 8-pointer, like, as early as round, like, 4, I think. And instead they took air 1, which, admittedly, I'm very sad about not taking air 1. Like, the thing that's most off-brand about this game for me is that I didn't take air 1. I see. I think that the priest was actually so that he could do a final TP. So he's not messing with his hex, he's building another TP, which is insane. So witches have won the game. It's now clear that witches win. And I think that I'm second. I think that it's pretty close between me and swarmlings, but I think that I'm second. I'm going to do this before witches realize that they have enough stuff to meddle with me, but they're not going to meddle with me at this point. So we're ending with 20 cult points. Swarmlings are ending with 20 cult points. They have 1 resource point left over. Oh no, I'm ending with 19. Okay, and swarmlings are ending with 20. 8 plus 3 plus 3. No, they're ending with 16. 8, 3, 3. That's 14, 16. Okay, so I've got 3 points on them there. Okay, I've got swarmlings covered. Yeah, okay. I don't have witches. They have air 1. They have another TP coming. I have some points on them, like on the cults, but not enough. I would need something like a dig advance to get me out of this, but... Wouldn't that have been cool if Swarmlings had gone up the Earth track instead? There's like absolutely 0 chance that they ever should have, but that would have been really cool if they had. I think I should shame them for not being cool people. Yeah. 8-pointer was fine. We wound up taking a leech that we didn't have to, but it turned into resource points, so it's fine. Not gonna lose too much sleep over it. I've got witches beat by 9 on the cults. They're gonna beat me by more than 9 in the end game, so yeah, like this, they have 7 points coming from ship advances, plus, yeah, they do have the cult bump, so they're gonna be able to build the final TP. I guess the real power move would have been to have enough stuff to meddle with this hex. If I had taken 2 workers instead of the 8 VP, could I have meddled with this hex right now? Man, that is absolutely what I should have done. I should have meddled with... I should have taken 2 workers, built this, and then meddled with this so that witches couldn't fly there. That actually might have been game-winning. But then I guess, like, then maybe swarmlings beat me. I'm only, like, barely ahead of swarmlings. My workers, my priests, you know, like, my remaining resource... This last priest is just, like, frustration, like, visualized, you know? It's just like this vision of impotence, this priest that can't get any points. It doesn't even do me any good for holding it because I already have 3 power, so that's one VP right there sitting. Bump air, don't forget. Yeah, I didn't forget to take. But as I was saying, if I didn't have water 2, then bumping air would have been better. Man, I actually think that I really screwed things up by not taking air 1. Water 2 was good. I think I should have rushed air 1 in the final round. Because then that's 1 fewer step on air for swarmlings. Well, I guess I took air 3? No, air 1 is better than air 3. Like, air 3 got me 1 point. Because I was beating halflings regardless, right? So air 1 got me 1 point. Or air 3 got me 1 point. Air 1 would have gotten me 4 points. Anyway, I think I've done everything. Yeah, we've done everything at this point. We don't have any cult bumps left. We don't need to use any cult bumps. I'm just going to randomly send a priest to water that I don't need to, because that doesn't lose me a resource point. But yeah, witches managing to get 7 plus 6 plus 4. That's another 17 points. Yeah, they've got me. I mean, so like we were complaining about how witches killed us, but again, I think that was a good example of well-placed targeted aggression. Right, like that was very well-placed targeted aggression. Like there's an upside that you get, like, you know, a hex in like a nice 4 hex town, and very little downside because this was used in a town anyway. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Fickles, and thanks for the chat. It's always more fun to run these with chat, you know. So it was a good game. We're gonna break down the tail of the tape. In the end, like CM was the correct bid based on these points, right? Because I think I started off at 10 points less than witches, and I ended 8 points less than them. But that's probably the wrong way to look at things. You only caught the end. Yeah, I think that this was a very interesting one. We had 2 of us running up the clock this time, and unfortunately, it looks like we were correct to do so, because we wound up with better scores. Like, it's kind of an unfortunate part of this. Congrats on the big halflings async win too. Yeah, honestly, like when I didn't get the base game, I queued Arena like very briefly, and I was thinking like, if I don't get this Arena game, I'm going to do a video instead breaking down that game. But you know what? I think I might go ahead and do that anyway. Not just to brag, because it's probably my best win ever, but because I think it was a legitimately interesting game for a lot of reasons. And it encapsulates kind of a lot of my favorite things, like scoring favors, like building tall, and then like seeing what happened, like playing opportunistically at the end, right? Like, so I think that I'll probably try it out. But let's break down the tail of this tape first, right? We wound up getting the best cult score in this game, and I think that Swarmlings might have missed a beat there. Like, so Swarmlings going for 15 network, right? Let's break down this decision. They got Earth 1. They went for network. It's not bad, right? Like, you kind of want to do that as Swarmlings. Or like, so they got 12 points off of that, and they took away 3 points from two of their opponents. So that was like a 15-point move, right? Here's my case against it. So if you just advance, like, they didn't advance their digs. If they advance their digs twice, and they don't build these dwellings, the dwellings are 2 points from Earth 1, but like 2 points from Earth 1 is nothing, right? Because like they're 2 points of resources. If they don't build those dwellings, they just advance their digging instead. That's 12 points right there. And this triple dig was so expensive. If they just advance their digs patiently and then build this instead, like, we're talking 15 points, right? They can probably focus more on the cults as well. I don't know that it was the right move, what they did, but it was cool, right? Like, going for network is cool. There's no doubt about that. And I don't know, just thoughts, right? So, all right, VPs, right? We'll take a quick look. Thanks to building tall and saving everything for the end, we managed to score pretty well on this track. We got a lot of favor tile points despite not getting Air 1. A glorious, like, additional 10 points could have been game winning, but I think that the ship town is what, like, led us to this area points, and I think that was needed for our game to go off. And like I said, like, it was kind of lucky that we got this amount of cult points, so I'm not going to look that gift horse in the mouth. We passed twice, like, with reasonable aggression, and then we decided not to pass for the last one. I think that was the right read as well. And yeah, that's pretty much that. All right. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for chatting. It was a fun one. And again, yeah, like, I might be back with a breakdown of possibly my best game. You know, like, that's the hype on that. So thanks everyone. We'll see you next time.